my producer. Pull from the hip for a fifth, I'm the shooter. Dog, I do ya. But the two don't discriminate, cause I shoot the guy next to ya. I can see right through.
But I got to tell this one story, this funny story. I know most remember it as well. So my freshman year, I thought I could still play ball, you know, obviously after the surgery and all that. So I thought I could play ball. So the rest of my teammates used to be hyping me up. We used to be playing in the gym, like playing an open run, right? And like it was like I got maybe two open runs in me. Most you would say two. I think I got like two.
Might have been one.
I think it was one, and he got word of it. So now that I think about it now, that's why I love him. But he got word that I was playing in the open run when I wasn't supposed to. So he came up there. It was like like my dad had came up there. You know what I'm saying? Because Los came in, he looked at the gym, he looked. We playing, right? So I'm sweating and everything. Los walks in between, like, you know how you going up and down, right? He didn't care. He walked on the court, took the ball. So I think it was either LJ, somebody was facing this way. He walked behind them and take the ball. So they didn't even see Los come in. He was like, he said, either Skip get off the court or I'm shutting this down. So people like, what? You know, he's like, man, y'all heard what I said. So people just looking. So at the time, Brandon Bowdry was like the hothead on the team that everybody was, I wouldn't say everybody was scared of, but everybody feared Bebo. You know what I'm saying? But him and Los used to get into it all the time. Because Los like, man, I don't care about all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So people like, come on, Los, man, don't come here on this BS, man. We trying to get a good open run. And he said, man, you heard what I said, bro. I'm shutting it down or y'all make Skip sit down. So Bebo, we out there for a good 20 minutes arguing. So at the point, people like, man, come on, Skip, just sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, just sit down because Los ain't bullshit. Los ain't giving us the ball. You know what I'm saying? So at the minute, I'm mad as hell. Like, damn, I got a good sweat in. I'm having a good time. You feel me? He come in and take the ball. So I sit on the sideline. They start playing again. Los sit on the sideline. So I'm like, bro, why you always, I be just trying to hoop, man. Like, I'm just trying to get a sweat in. Maybe I could play. Maybe I can help, blah, 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 man. He said, man, look.
Welcome back to the I Ain't Heard That podcast. My name is Craig. I'm your host, and it's with me as always is Marvin and Vince. How you guys doing today?
Good, bro. How y'all doing?
All right, we got another interview today for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Marvin for the introduction. Go ahead,
for
man.
Sure, man. I feel honored, man. It's my big brother, man. He took care of me when I pulled up first day at Eastern Michigan, man. He brought me a crock pot. He brought me a whole bunch of stuff for the dorms because I wasn't even ready, man. My big brother, Carlos Medlock, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I got you everything. I ain't get you no crock pot, though, bro. I got you everything.
He got me everything. He came and got me, right? I go to the crib. He already had it in a grocery bag. I'm like, what's this? He was like, man, you're going to need this for the dorms. And I swear, everything, George Foreman, everything he gave me, I needed. Me and Solomon used that, man, to this day, man. It was crazy, man.
Just another example of a point guard taking care of a big.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with the first question, like I always do, man. Why Murray Wright?
Why? Well, I mean, I went to Redford at first.
Right.
So, really, I went to Redford because McDowell from the neighborhood and my homeboys all from the neighborhood. So we all went there. But Murray was really my second option because once I transferred from Redford, since I was in middle school, we used to play, our site was at Murray. And, I played for the Brewster Projects, growing up, but the PAL leagues. And a lot of those guys had went to Murray too. So, they was all my homeboys. So through that whole summer process or whatever, we used to always go up there. Even my middle school team, we used to go up there and play against Drew, which Big Ant went to, Anthony Sparks. We used to always go up there and play against each other. So that was kind of like really my first but second option because I wanted to go with my homie was at first, and then, I made that the transition of going there.
Okay, so you're at Murray, right? And like East Side over there, I know that like King Kettering was our big rival for a while till Persian came on. What was the one team that had you geeked that you were gonna go at their head?
It was King. It was King.
Wow.
King. That was like we had like a little ongoing rivalry before I even got there. So when I was in middle school, I used to always go to their game every time they played. You know, King always had a nice squad every single year. So, and they basically was running, you know, that conference. So every time I used to go there.
Say that part again. I'm sorry. Say that part again, King. What?
I take back running. They kind of was like that main team in that conference. so man, like beating them was, you know, that kind of like set us for going to the playoffs for sure. You know, we beat King. We definitely, that was like most of the time we head to head. We never know how that outcome was gonna come. Pretty much every game we probably knew we was gonna win because we had the best talent, but King was the one that always gave us that fight. And Central too sometimes.
All right, I'm gonna switch it to keep it on high school. So man, playing against CDR, man, me and you had these conversations a lot. And y'all both from the number streets, man. Explain because I thought, I mean, when y'all got older, that was probably your rival when he came over from Cass to Northwestern, right?
Uh-huh.
So that was probably your rival, especially y'all being homeboys and being from the same numbers, you know, from the same neighborhood. Explain that when y'all used to play each other, Murray versus Northwestern.
Sure, we only got him 1 year, and not even we got him half that year when his senior year, or our senior year, because he, you know, transferred. But I've been playing against him since we was about 10, 12 years old. So I met him when he was short, CDR. Like, it was all the same height. And then the next time I seen him in the 9th grade, he shot up to like 6'5". And I'm still 5'11". I'm like, dang. So, but man, he been always nice, bro. Like you said, we always talk about it. I knew he was nice before for everybody else did. And during his cast little stretch, he was definitely that guy. But when he got to Northwestern, it was a senior year, and he only played us one time that year, and that was senior night. And that was just the wrong night for him to play. It was our senior night.
And just for our viewers, tell them how that game ended.
We smacked him. You know, I don't like bragging. But we smacked him, and yeah, it really wasn't even a game that game. But
speaking of Chris,
you know,
Chris Douglas Robertson, because I know a lot of people don't know who CDR is, but it's Chris Douglas Robertson. Very great player. Went to Memphis, played with D Rose. Wasn't he the shooting guard when he played with D Rose?
Yeah, 2, 3. He definitely Detroit. He can play the 1, 2, and 3. So
Detroit legend for sure.
Right now, I mean, in my opinion, he was what Brandon Ingram is right now. Same type of style. Athletic,
smooth, real smooth.
Super, yeah. Doug got game, bro. He still got game though. Same way. But I love playing against him though. He definitely he make you raise raise it up to that level. You got to bring it when you playing against him.
So while you were in high school, I know, you know, camps were a big thing. AAU were a big thing, you know, like Nike All-Star. I don't know if Metro Index was still around while you were in high school, but compare camps to AAU.
Well, to be honest, man, I kind of was behind on all that. Like I didn't go to the Perry Wilson camps and all that stuff, but I play a lot of local stuff, and I didn't get to experience like the real circuit until going into my senior year, and that's when I played with the Hurricanes. And man, it was. I wish I would have played my whole high school career, because I mean the level of competition is great, and it gives you a view on, you know, what other talent is in other cities. Because you know, you coming from Detroit, you think ain't nobody better than you in Detroit. Ain't no other players outside of Detroit that can mess with you. That was just our mentality, at least mine. And getting on that circuit, man, I wish I could have did that, because I think personally, I think I would have had a better chance on going high major and getting more offers if I would have did that. Because off playing that 1 year, of AAU on that circuit. Off that 1 year, I got multiple offers just off that 1 year. So I think that's a big thing for kids to do is stay on the AAU circuit. And now I don't even know how the camps is now, but them camps, that's really how you got your name too. The Nike and ABCD camp, like that's when you got to see, the best. That's when I first seen like OJ Mayo and Jeremy Pargo and all those type of guys. That's the first time I got to see them, Brandon Rush and all those guys. And man, I was really like, it gave me a sense of where I need to be and how I got to bring it every night. So all that stuff is important, which I don't really know if it's the same now. I don't even know if they still have all that stuff, but I know during our time that was like the best thing. And if you can show your talents there, you definitely felt confident going in anywhere else.
I'm sorry, Skip, hold on. But you touched on something that I love to hear. Coming from Detroit, you said you always felt like you were the best. And that's always been the mantra. Those Detroit guys are tough. What do you think it is that makes us Detroit guys, I don't want to say tougher than anybody else, but our attitude, when we walk in the gym, you can definitely tell a Detroit guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the swag was definitely there. But I just think we was more polished. I don't know, New York was known for ball handling and, Chicago was known for just being tough guys, but I think we had the whole package. I think our guys really can dribble and shoot and, we had everything in my opinion. And I don't think that other people really knew about, that from us besides Jalen Rose, Iceman, they was just the main people. But I think, we can go anywhere and thrive no matter what court we on. And that was just my opinion. And, we have shown that.
And I think it comes also too from just being Detroit from the struggle. You know what I'm saying? We made to be tough at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Mentality,
100%. And if you look at the piece, the public school league, man, every Murray Wright, King, Persian, those are battles, man. Osborne, ain't no softies.
Right. Even them low teams though, they always was one or two guys that they had. The team might have been whack, but somebody had a guy that you had to really strap up and lock him down, or it can be a game if you don't.
Right, or somebody who was just tough. Like when I think of tough, man, I always go back to my freshman year in Los. I think he was a junior at this time, probably my freshman year in high school. Yeah, because we're 2 years apart. And not Calvin Wooten, but Raymond Metcalf came to Persian, and he had literally just got shot the day before or the day of. Don't quote me. So they didn't know if he was playing. They didn't know if he was playing or not. Man, he walked in with his book bag. You know how he was, all animated. Came in, man. He plucked Mike Pope at half, dunked, started shaking on the rim, get a tech, and then show where he got shot at. I'm like, I'm on the bench as a freshman, like, yeah, this one, like, I don't know about this one, man. This might be a little bit too tough for me, man, because literally he just got shot. He came to the game, plucked Mike Pope. He at Persian, so you know how Rowdy Persian's games get. Dunked on the rim and just looking at everybody like I wish somebody would. And I'm just like, yeah, he crazy. So who is that tough person? Who is that tough person that you played against, or even that you seen? He was like, yeah, he it.
See, I ain't never, I don't know, in our conference or just period, because it wasn't really that type of guy in our conference. That was just gritty like Metcalf. But I know when I was when I was in middle school, I told you always go to the Murray Wright games. And Central and Murray Wright used to always play. And that was like another rival for us because you close. And every time we watched Central, man, it was like, dude, them guys, they from Linwood. That's the Linwood area, just in case. But them guys, everybody jumping out the gym, everybody football players, so they all strong. So every time I used to watch their games, I'm like, man, them guys is crazy. And to go back a little bit farther, to probably answer your question, I seen Antonio Gates when I was like in elementary. And he played Smoke. I forgot Smoke's real name. I can't forget Smoke's real name. But they played, Smoke was at Cass. He's the point guard at Cass. Yeah. And I went to that game as a youngster, dog. So, you know, Cass and Central, we all in the same conference. Mm-hmm. And man, that game was rocking, dog. Like, Smoke dunked that mug, all in the cameras, mean mug, and I'm right under the basket, everything, bro. So I'm like, dog, this high school? Oh man. I don't think I'm ready for this. I don't think I'm ready for this one, dog.
Because Smoke's first name was Marlon for sure. But that my game like that was, and Vince, I want you to give me your game. But my game, what I thought I wasn't ready for high school was I went to Denby Southeastern game at Denby. And this is when Rico, Wally, and Mo was there, DC. And then Southeastern had BJ, Brandon Jenkins, and Big Walt. They had, I think Fu was on that team too, if I'm not mistaken.
Fu? Yeah, Fu was on that.
Fu was on that team, and I think Euless was a youngster. Euless had to be like a freshman, maybe. Man, when I tell you, man, the way that game was going and how BJ was dunking going into the ground, Wally and them was dunking going into the crowd, I'm like, yeah, man. High school, I might have to play JV. In my mind, I'm thinking it because Mark Webster took me. I'm like, yeah, man, I might have to play JV because this is too high. It was too fast. It was like, all right, they got the ball, he in and out, boom, dunk. They come back out and do the same thing. I'm like, yeah, this is too fast. So,
yeah. For sure, dog.
I'm from Detroit, but then my father was military. So when I came back to Detroit, I went to Martin Luther King. And my introduction to high school balls, we was playing Derek Coleman, got a steal. No, he blocked a shot, took it the length of the court, and then tore our rim down. Dunked and tore the rim down at King. We hadn't finished the game.
Word.
And I'm like, oh my God, like this is a grown man. That was my introduction to the PSL. I'm like, that's a grown man.
Yeah, DC, that's the big homie too.
Man, for sure. Los, I got a question for you too, and I hate to bring this up because you know you my guy, but explain losing to your best friend in the city playoffs, man. Explain that, and his best friend is Andre Ricks, just for you all guys to know. We just had Dre on a couple episodes ago, and I was on that Persian team too, by the way, when we beat him. So explain what was going through your mind.
No, I was hot. I was hot, but you know, I mean, that's the life of the PSL, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was getting at us the whole beginning of that game, too. I think Sparks was hurt. That's the reason that's the reason we lost, though. We needed him. Because T-Mac, Terrence Watson at the 5. We needed him to be at the 4 and at the 5. We would have been good. But y'all got us. You know, I wasn't mad, bro. I was mad, obviously. I was pissed, but I mean, y'all was a good team. I couldn't really be too mad about it. I'd rather lose to y'all than somebody y'all didn't really rock with that I thought it was terrible. I know y'all wasn't terrible though.
So how was that conversation with you and Dre afterwards? Because I did see y'all kick it after the game. So tell me how that went.
To be honest, we kicked it that weekend. I went to his crib and kicked it that weekend, bro. So it wasn't really nothing. Me and Dre been going at it, man, for so long. It's just like, it's a normal day, bro. It wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? It's just like we go on the court, we fight. After the games, what you doing for the night? It ain't really a big deal. You play with me, so you know how I am once we're off the court. It's all different. It was love.
For sure.
So who was your friendship crossover game? Who did y'all get and who did you get to square off with?
My friendship crossover.
I don't think they made it to that because we beat them at Cobo, then we played Redford and lost to Redford.
Oh.
So with that being said, Redford played the championship.
Yeah. Nope, we ain't even make it that year. That was my senior year too. Nope.
Yeah, so that's when we played K. Luke. Yeah, we played K. Luke, and then Manny and them played, I think, Darrell Summers and them. And Train. They played Train because, DePores won the Catholic League.
They played DePores.
If I'm not mistaken.
No, freshman won. They played Orchard Lake, I believe.
We played Orchard Lake.
Y'all played Orchard Lake?
Yeah, we played K. Luke because they lost. I think they lost to DePores, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah, DePores was running it then, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that was Train and Darrell. Train and Darrell played each other, and the Operation Fisher game was at UND. Remember, because we played first, and then that's when we was talking on the interview when they threw Darrell the line, and his head was at the backboard, and it was at the
Yes.
So that's when he had first play. So it was DePores. Train and them was there playing Manny and them.
Oh, okay. So I was at all y'all games after that.
Yeah, for sure.
I was at every last one of y'all games.
All right, let me ask you this: best player you played with in high school, and the best player you played against in high school.
My best players in high school.
Okay, well, let's keep it in the PSL. Let's keep it in the PSL. Your best player you played with in the PSL, and the best player you played against in the PSL.
My best player I played with in the PSL.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, Deion Harris. I played with Deion at River.
Okay, so you'll give it to Bleak. Bleak is the best player you played with?
Yeah, that's the best player I played with.
And who the best player you played against?
Shoot, played again. I gotta think of all the dang on PSL games I had.
I know you're a little older now, so your mind can't go back a good 15, 20 years now.
Oh man, you definitely it's definitely hurting trying to go back. My best player. I mean, it's so many that I can't really just say one player because you got to think. I hear Rose Smith at King.
Yeah.
Man, Chris Dub. Like them two was in my conference. So
yeah, they did. And then when you was a young buck.
Yeah.
And then when you was a young buck, Deion was playing. Raymond Metcalf was playing.
I ain't never played. Ray older than me. Ray 02. So when I came in, he was out.
What about Cal Wu? He was out too?
Cal. Ooh, Cal.
You know,
Cal was at Murray too.
I didn't know that.
He was at Murray. Before I transferred, he left.
I'll never forget, man. I went to that Cal Wu when he played Redford, man. He shot that boy from the logo. I
never played it against Cal. So I'm gonna go with Ray Smith, and Chris Dub. That's the two best I played against.
Okay.
Yeah, but Cal was dope. Cal was dope.
So you headed up to Eastern Michigan. Okay. Yeah. Talk about the difference between, just the freedom of high school and college, responsibility for our younger guys that might be watching. Your schedule is your schedule. Nobody's waking you up, telling you it's time to go to class. Responsibility. Talk about that.
Well, on the court, the whole difference was it's definitely faster. It's faster. And it's faster and more physical. So the faster part really wasn't too much of a problem. It's just I had to adjust faster and think faster. But the physicality of it that's what really got me. And it burned me out. I can't even lie to you. And yeah, the responsibility though, that is kind of like the main thing of it, because I mean, even though we don't, as athletes, we still are held to a certain standard because we have a responsibility to get up and go to class, and the coaches is on us about being at class. So if we got to take the responsibility of being there so we don't get punished and those type of things, or how our coach did it is, he did it by class. So if your classmate didn't go to class, he made the whole class run. So all the freshmen and got to run. So that was kind of like a big thing. So now he hold you accountable for, your peers. So gets you another sense of, I can't let my brother down. So I'm gonna get up and go to class on time. And that was kind of the big thing for me, because I don't like to say it, but I'm gonna be honest. I was late for high school a lot of times. You know what I mean? And you can miss an hour and still be able to make it up. And in college, it ain't happening. They don't care. They don't care at all. If you ain't there for that test or you ain't there to turn in that assignment at that time, you go pay from the coaches because it's gonna reflect your grade. So it's definitely a big responsibility though. But if you can handle it, it's all easy.
Well, so let's be real, man. In high school, I know you ain't go to first hour for sure, but you was. No. Hey, listen, this is the thing for sure. Like when I don't know how it was at Murray, but I know like at Persian, man, especially my senior, man, I was on coast, man. I probably was at school at 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Just because of. It started with my junior year, because then once my junior year started, when I was playing with Petey, once we started getting that name, teachers was like, man, just go to the gym, man. Work on your game, man. Don't worry about the class. So I got you on that. Was it more of that where you was at or no?
No, it wasn't more of that. It was just I was lazy, bro. Like, I mean, my mom's worked at an elementary. She was a secretary at elementary, so her schedule was like mine. So I already knew it. I just get up, wash up. She leaving out the door. I just go back to sleep. So I already knew the schedule. And then if I took the bus to school, so I had to walk all the way to 12th and then take the 12th bus straight to Murray. And I just take my time walking. Like I would just do stuff like that, being stupid. But when it came down to it, like when I really had to go, I was there. Like for the tests and stuff, I would make those. But for the regular day, you won't catch me at the first hour. It got to the point the coach had to come pick me up like at 7 in the morning. And I had to sleep in the gym to make first hour. That's how bad it got. That was only my senior year though. Only my senior year.
Most I know this question, but our viewers don't, man. Why Eastern Michigan? And then could it have been anybody else besides Eastern Michigan?
Yeah, my other choice was South Alabama. That I was more leaning towards South Alabama, but the only reason that, it's not the only reason. When I went on that interview, I just feel like, not interview, visit, I just felt like that they wasn't telling me the truth. It was a senior point guard that was there. And be honest, when I went on my visit, I was killing them and on the visit. So I felt like, I shouldn't have just been coming off the bench. They should have gave me a chance. I feel like I supposed to got a chance to take the starting spot. If it came down to it, let us play for it. And I feel I would have got it. We played for it. And then, so I went to my visit to Eastern, and actually McDowell, the one who told me about it before Ramsey had got the coaching job. He had let me know that Ramsey wanted me to be his point guard, and if he get the job, he want to offer me. So after I had went up there, everything Coach McDowell was telling me, Ramsey was telling me the same thing. Like, yo, this is your team. I'm giving you the keys. I'm gonna build around you, and I just took that advice. So when I went to South Alabama, I went to South Alabama first on my visit. Then I went to Eastern that next weekend. So I'm down to making my decision. And so I'm talking to them. I'm like, yeah, well, Eastern giving me the starting spot, They're like, well, okay, well, if you need the starting spot, we'll give you the starting spot. So once he said that, they was already off. I cut them off. Told my pops, like, man, listen, I'm signing to Eastern, man. We about to go to Eastern. And, that's how it was. But my mom didn't want me to go to Eastern. She wanted me to go to South Alabama. She wanted me to get away from Detroit. And Eastern being 30 minutes away, she was like, yeah, you need to go away from home. But I didn't want to do it. And, I went with Ramsey advice, and shoot, he definitely held up his end. He was true to his word.
Well, that was my next question. Being 30 minutes from the house, how did that affect you your freshman year? Because did it help you or did it hurt you? Because I know that usually freshmen their first year, homesick, dealing with the transition, but you being only 30 minutes away, that wasn't an issue for you, was it?
Yeah, as far as being at Eastern, it didn't affect me because my family was able to drive up there anytime I needed them. But the bad side of it, I was home every single weekend. So every time we got a break, I was gone. And Coach McDowell, he was the assistant coach there who had coached at Redford, Detroit legend, in my opinion. He was like, man, why you keep going? Actually, we from the same hood. We both from 12. So he like, yo, why you keep going home every weekend? I'm like, cuz, man, I just want to go home. He like, man, every time you go home, what do you see? What's happening? I'm like, nothing. Like, exactly. So why you keep going back and then everything is still the same as when you left? I'm like, you know what, you're right. So after my freshman year, I was just like, I'll stay up here. If I need to go home, I'll just go home. So my freshman year, I definitely was at the crib every chance I get. If we had a 30-minute break, I was gone.
Hey, and I think that's a PG version of how Mac talked to you, because I already know how Mac is. He probably was.
Yes, definitely PG. Definitely PG. Definitely PG.
So going into my next question, I'm glad you said that, man. Explain the relationship with Coach Mac, man. And I know a lot of our viewers don't know, but his nephew was your best friend at one point in time as well, too, correct? And
Yeah.
y'all just seeing each other grow up, man. Just explain that relationship you had with Mac. Coach Mac.
Man,
Coach
Mac, yeah. Coach Mac was like an uncle for real. Like you said, me and his nephew grew up together. He was my best friend since we was like 8, 9 years old. So Matt already knew me, since then. He's actually take me and his nephew up to Redford, and we play 1-on-1 for like Happy Meals, bro. That's how young we were. So, from that was like I said, that was part of the reason me going to Eastern, because me knowing that he was going to be there as well, knew that, I had somebody there for sure that would have my back. And, if I came down to needing something, I know he'd look out for me. So that was like a home feeling for me by him being there.
For sure. And not to cut you off, Vince, but I got to tell this one story, this funny story. I know Los remembered as well. So my freshman year, I thought I could still play ball, obviously after the surgery and all that. So I thought I could play ball. So the rest of my teammates used to be hyping me up. We used to be playing in the gym, like playing an open run, right? And like it was like I got maybe two open runs in me. Los, you would say 2? I think I got like 2.
Might have been 1.
I think it was 1, and he got word of it. So now that I think about it now, that's why I love him. But he got word that I was playing in the open run when I wasn't supposed to. So he came up there. It was like like my dad had came up there. You know what I'm saying? Because Los came in, he looked at the gym, he looked. We playing, right? So I'm sweating and everything. Los walks in between, like, you know how you going up and down, right? He didn't care. He walked on the court, took the ball. So I think it was either LJ, somebody was facing this way. He walked behind them and take the ball, so they didn't even see Los come in. He was like, either Skip get off the court or I'm shutting this down. So people like, what? He's like, man, y'all heard what I said. So people just looking. So at the time, Brandon Bowdry was like the hothead on the team that everybody was, I wouldn't say everybody was scared of, but everybody feared Bebo. You know what I'm saying? But him and Los used to get into it all the time, because Los like, man, I don't care about all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So people are like, come on, Los, man, don't come here on this BS, man. We trying to get a good open run. And he said, man, you heard what I said, bro. I'm shutting it down, or y'all make Skip sit down. So Bebo, we out there for a good 20 minutes arguing. So at the point, people are like, man, come on, Skip, just sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, just sit down, because Los ain't bullshit. Los ain't giving us the ball. You know what I'm saying? So at the minute I'm mad as hell. Like, damn, I got a good sweat in. I'm having a good time. You feel me? He come in and take the ball, so I sit on the sideline. They start playing again. Los sit on the sideline. So I'm like, bro, why you always? I be just trying to hoop, man. Like, I'm just trying to get a sweat in. Maybe I could play. Maybe I can help. Blah blah blah, man. He said, man, look. And recipes is mine for sure. He was like, man, my mom had a heart problem, and you got a heart problem, and I don't want to lose somebody else I care about. And when he said that to me, I'm down there crying. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't know how to, I ain't know. I'm mad, but when he told me that, I almost started crying. I'm like, all right, I gotta respect that. So at that point, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna shut it down, man. So when Lowe's doing that, man, I think that made us get a little closer. But at that point in time, I knew he was crazy, because the way he walked in the gym, took the ball. And I'm talking about took the ball and was literally sitting there like he would sit there all night if it needed to be. So I love you for that, bro, man. I know at the time I wasn't thinking, man, but that was really some true stuff that you did for me, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, hey, since you came on campus, I was, I had your back, bro. So, that was something that, wasn't a small thing you was dealing with. You know what I mean? I knew it hurt you that you had to sit out, but your life is more important than basketball. That's how I looked at it. And just losing someone, shoot, probably wasn't even a year.
Yeah, for sure.
I understood the situation.
But I did. But I was mad. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, fellas. I was mad. But when he broke it
I
down
already
to me,
know
I felt like I wanted because listen to me. At that point, I'm mad. I'm talking crazy. And then I had to ask him. He was like, man, when he broke it down to me, man, I was like, you know what? And even to this day, man, if Los ever tell me anything or give me some advice, Los is a person who I trust his judgment on everything. Like Craig, when we were just saying about, he said how we look alike. And I say either we really look alike or he need glasses, because that's how much trust I have in him on certain stuff.
But now that you said that, y'all kind of do look alike. Oh wow!
See, I never let you down, Skip.
Okay, but Lowe's, so that's Lowe's. Okay, this is just me and you, Lowe's. Point guard to point guard. Okay. All right. If the big fella plays, how does that change the dynamic? And how good was this guy? Because I know we all got our days. You know what I'm saying? We all have our days. Where I thought I was the baddest point guard ever to come out of Detroit, but reality is, But so tell me about the big fella.
Man, it was cold. Listen, the first time, we always talk about this too. We talk about this too. I know if he would have played, we would have won at least 7 to 10 more games with him playing. When he first came up there for his visit, the dude he talking about, Bebo, is the strongest dude that we ever came across without lifting an ounce of weights. You don't touch weight. Naturally strong. When he put him through the basket the first time he came up there, I said, yeah, we good. We got one. We got one. So with him, if him at our 5-man, we definitely would have got it done.
Let me ask you this, though.
My man, Skip. Okay.
Skip was nice. Skip was nice, though.
Because maybe it was just that whole Persian not liking thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was.
I definitely had a with him.
So my next question for you, man, because I was around for both, man. Explain that first time you got hurt, man. The mindset you had, and then just how you was able to go through that, if that makes sense.
Man, that was tough. That was the first time I ever had faced adversity. So, it's 19. Shoot, that was real tough for me, bro. So, you know how it happened. I shot the ball. Well, actually, we always talk about it, me and Coach Thomas. I shouldn't even been in the game. But we winning, and I go back in the game, take a shot, and the guy went under me. I landed on his foot, broke my foot for the year. And the thing is, that was probably like my best year. I felt like I was really gonna have a great year that year. I was in shape, great shape. Mine was right. Second year in college, like I knew how the college basketball worked. I knew how the conference worked. I was definitely, my head was right as far as basketball. And then when that happened, bro, it was like, shoot. I mean, you obviously know the feeling, but it was just like, man, like what I'm gonna do now? Like now I gotta sit and watch. So during that time, Coach Mack was the one who told me, like, since you out, you need to just see what's going on the court, understand the whys. And you can, when you come back, you would understand it a little bit more. And he was right. So that's what I did. I just made sure I understood, why this players ran, who was having a hot hand. I really understood the details of basketball. And that was the only positive into it. But sitting down and just watching basketball and I can't get up. During the summer, y'all going to hoop, and that junk was, man, that was probably the most, that was hard for me, bro. I really didn't know how to process, to be honest with you. I put on weight. I didn't know what I was doing, bro. So, yeah, it was tough. I really can't really explain it in words. That's how tough it was.
Great transition. Great transition to my question. So, because I was going to ask you, with you being hurt and seeing the money that athletics brings into programs or whatever, do you think it's about time these boys get paid?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody say, yeah, we get a free education. Okay, that's granted. That's true. But we also we can't get what the university is really getting off of us. You know, we winning and doing all that stuff, that helps the university get their money back anywhere it go. Yeah, they giving us a free scholarship, but they get all that back off sales and, you know, within the college.
Sponsorship.
But yeah, all types of stuff. But only way we can get money, we work our own camps. Like that shouldn't even be, that's terrible. And we actually starving. We can't get money from people. We can't even get money from our own coaches. How crazy is that? We with these people every single day, and we can't get $20 from them. It's a violation. Like we should it should be a guideline where we should get something. It ain't nothing, it shouldn't be nothing outrageous. Just something that have in our pocket that we can focus on school and basketball or school and whatever athletic that you in. That what, help the mind, your mind a little bit better. You're not going into everything hungry or starving or, as coming from an inner city. But I definitely think we should, I'm still there. But athletes in general should get some type of money. We get our Pell Grant and all that, but we should get something, man. I know my Pell Grant was gone. Once I paid my bills and stuff, my junk was gone.
And just to piggyback on that question, Lost, tell our viewers, because I know my first time, when you first got that lump sum of money, man, did you blow it all at once, or did you already have that saving mentality already?
So freshman year, so I didn't really see it until I didn't see it until my sophomore year. We lived off campus.
Right.
So just imagine living on campus my freshman year. I had no money, so I'm starving. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to the eateries, and that only lasts for a limited time. It's like you can only go there a certain amount of times a day to even get food. So when I first got mine, my sophomore year, that's when I got hurt when I got mine. Mm-hmm. So that's when I got my whip. I bought the whip. Got me a Taurus, baby. 3,500.
Good tour.
Good tour. That one got me all the way through college. Yeah, that's what I did though. When I first got mine, people would listen and probably look at it like, oh, you got him a car. But that car actually was needed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, there's no way I can get around unless I had a car, especially living off campus. So it wasn't Uber and none of that was popping in. So, that was my first big purchase though.
So I got one for you, Los.
And I broke after that too.
Every game.
So you was broke after that car.
You probably remember this.
I was there broke after that. My lady, the one who she got the insurance to get it off the lot. That's how broke I was.
My question for you, Los, man. Me and used to talk in college before every game, man. But it was just this one game me and you always talk about. I think it was your mom's birthday. And y'all, it was her birthday or was it her anniversary?
Senior night.
Which one was it?
Senior
night. And you, Pop, Sis, everybody came with your mom on the shirt. You walked in with your mom on the shirt, man, and you went crazy. Like you always went crazy, but this game, man, you ain't say nothing to nobody. You was just in the zone, ready to get buckets. I think we kind of fell short, right?
We lost, yeah. We still lost.
We lost, but you gave it all you can, man. Give us the emotions and everything that was going through your head from the start of that game. From when you woke up that morning to after that game, man. Like, what was your mindset? What was going through your mind?
Man, it was a lot, actually. Well, from the beginning, I told you, how my mom wanted me to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Well, outside of Detroit, away from Detroit. So me going to Eastern was a thing where she was kind of my thing so my family could still come to the game. Mm-hmm. So by me going to Eastern, she was my freshman year, she was at every game. Mm-hmm. So she was really like my number one fan. She kept all my clippings and all that stuff. So, it's Mom do. So she always hold that dear spot in your heart. So leading all the way up to that, all the years that did at Eastern. It was like a tribute to her.
Yeah.
I know she still obviously was watching, but us wearing the shirts was kind of like her being there. Like we know that she there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that was really my mental going into it, and it was senior night, so that added an extra boost to it. I had all my family, my guys from my neighborhood came up.
Yeah.
So, it was something that I really like. I didn't want to let nobody down. You know what I'm saying? Our last time being at the Eastern playing, so I wanted to bring something. Somebody to remember me by. And she was just that inspiration to that game.
And the reason we lost is people missed some free throws, right?
It was that wasn't the only reason.
But it was we could have sealed the deal though, for sure.
Yeah, that was the crucial. But shoot, we still had a chance at the end to tie it, I think, or take the lead. But we didn't happen. But yeah, it didn't. They're supposed to win that game regardless.
Man, he was going crazy, man. That's my favorite game. That's my favorite game watching you play, man. Just basically, I was your teammate, of course, but I felt like a fan, man, watching that, man. The way you didn't want to lose that night, man. It was crazy. That's my favorite game watching you for sure.
Oh, appreciate it. You ain't never told me that though. Thanks.
Yeah,
man.
for sure. That was my favorite game of watching you, bro. For sure.
Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, you're going to have to break it down now. Skip, you can help him out on this question. For those that don't know, there is a mythical tower at Eastern Michigan. And there's a saying about this tower. Explain to the people the tower at Eastern Michigan.
Skip, you want to explain that?
Man, I can only go off what I was told. They said it was the big
Dipper.
You know
we call it the Big Dipper.
By, it looked like that.
Yeah, we'll call it the Big Dipper.
Man, but you gotta see it, man. When everybody use that phrase that you say when they ride by, man, and it actually kind of do.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
That gotta be a drunk myth though, bro. You can only think about that if you drunk to even put that in your mind right off bat. So I think that's where it came from. I don't know though.
Okay.
So many stories.
Is there a legend that this tower will fall the day that unsoiled lady graduates from Eastern Michigan?
See, I ain't heard that one. I don't know.
That's a new one
that
too. I ain't know that one either. That really sounds like the truth.
Yeah,
I heard
that I don't know.
Eastern is such a party school that hey, when that tower will fall if a woman ever leaves that school unsoiled, because it just goes down at Eastern.
It's still standing there, so. So might be true.
I'll be get you in some trouble with this question, man. But who was your favorite teammate at Eastern of all time?
Oh, Bebo.
Brandon Baldry?
Yeah, Bebo, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. That wasn't a hard question, though, Skip. That wasn't a hard question.
Well, you played with some good people at Eastern before. I just had to ask.
Yeah, but Bebo, that's like my little brother too, though. So Bebo had game, a lot of game.
A whole lot of game.
A lot of game. So yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, let me ask this, because I want to read. I got to get some point guard, time in. So I know back when you played, that conference was tough, and y'all had some good teams. You know what I'm saying? In that conference, would you like to see the NCAA tournament stop only giving at-large bids to smaller conferences like that? And should they take the best 64 teams and cut the big names out if need be? Like this year, Duke should never be in the tournament. That should open up a door for somebody else. Should we change the landscape of the tournament? Or
I mean, I really haven't been watching too much of college basketball, but for your question, that I do agree. Like, I think it's really unfair because just because they are in those big conferences, if they have a losing season, they shouldn't get rewarded just because they're in a big conference. there's definitely a lot of mid-major schools who have undefeated seasons or just one-loss season, and they don't even get the recognition. They get invited to the NIT or some other, what's the name? Or it's harder for us too. We actually have to win our tournament to even get a shot. And I just don't think, I don't think it's fair. I mean, you have to be ranked and all that stuff. So I think they give a lot of credit to those big schools for no reason, and should reward those winning teams or in those conferences, a chance. We got a lot of good players right now. The bulk of the NBA is mid-major players. There's a lot of the stars right now are mid-major players. So we have the talent, and the teams are pretty much legit too. So I don't like the NCAA when it comes to that. In my opinion, it's all money though. So it's all about the money for them. If a mid-major school is in it, they probably feel like they won't get enough profit from a mid-major school being in it. So
because I bring that up because I don't know if you said you haven't been following it, but Belmont got beat last night by Murray State. And Belmont has been a stronghold for the longest in that conference in the OVC. And now they don't get to go to the tournament. And they were good this year.
Yeah. Well, all I know is Michigan is good this year. That's all I know. But
sure.
Belmont they definitely, because they was pretty good when we was in college. So, but what's their record? They doing really well like that?
Belmont, they just lost to Murray State. But I mean, they were running the conference all the way to tournament time.
See?
Then Murray State got them.
Yeah, see, that's unfair, man. I really think that's unfair. And the number of upsets that's been going on in the tournament through mid-majors show that, just one game. So anything can happen. In that situation, though, that's messed up for them. Them guys worked that hard the whole year. You might as well be a mediocre team until the tournament comes in.
That's true. Well, you finished at 26 all-time on the EMU scoring list, 8 for three-pointers, 13 in assists, and 79 in rebounds. I don't know if you knew all that. I mean, but now listen, though, to be the 79th in rebounds in Eastern, you know how many people that went through Eastern?
Yeah, I ain't know none of that, to be honest, though.
So, I did my research, and that's the information I received. So with that being said, how do you think your college career went?
I mean, I think it went well, personally. I know from among the point guards, I know I did really well. So, I think I had a good year. It could have been better, obviously, but as far as personal opinion, I think I had a good year, a good run.
Okay.
As a point guard, we're usually the smaller guys. How do you come in? Because, doing my research, you were that guy that you were the team leader. How, as a smaller guy on the team, do you look at the bigs and command their respect? Tell our younger viewers that are aspiring to play the game, as a point guard, how do you take control of that team and be a leader?
Well, for me, I wasn't as vocal, but I was more demanding. Like, I don't know, that probably sound
I know exactly what you. That's exactly him for sure.
I like to lead by example. So if you see me working hard, there's no way that, especially me supposed to be that leader, point guard leader, there's no way that you can, question, my advice towards you. You know what I mean? So if you're a point guard that's coming in and just being lackadaisical, turning on and off when you want, of course you're not gonna get that respect. And for me, the big's always been a key point for me, because if they don't set screens and do all that for you, you really is not going to be effective, because you need somebody to clean up for you. So if your big want to go, toe to toe with you, my relationship is more built off court too. So,
sure.
Off the court, the relationship have to be there, but on court, if you see me doing if you see me putting that work in, you have no question. You have no reason to question me while I'm questioning you about you putting work in.
And he'll cuss you out too. Don't let him fool you out with that too. He definitely will cuss you out for sure. When he just fed up, he go right off the rocker, cussing you out and everything. Like, hey,
yeah, but that's when I get to that point though. You know what I mean? Like that's when I know like you on some bull jump. You ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never had to cut into you like that. I ain't never had to cut into you when you was there up there playing around and sit at one time. You know, that's the only time really.
the first and the last.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Like I think relationship with the bigs is, which all your teammates is always important, man. Relationship is the key. And that's my thing. I lead back, I choose to lead by example. You know, I don't really be on you until it comes time for me to be on you. And I think that's what a good leader is. Somebody who can be on you in need and not just letting you slack or do whatever. And he's showing you the same that he wants for yourself. So I think that's what a good leader brings, especially being a point guard.
And then Vince, let me Craig tell y'all this too. He's such a good leader, right? I'm moving to my apartment, right? I ain't got no furniture. I ain't got no table. I ain't got no nothing. Guess who give me all that stuff? Los. He furnished the crib for me.
Look, man, that's my little brother, man. You can't. That's different. I ain't do it for everybody. That was just, you know.
I had no furniture. Listen to me. I spent all my money because I wanted to stay by myself, and I didn't want to split it with a roommate, right? Man, I'm like, Los, man, I ain't know what. He was like, you need what? You need that too? You need that? Oh, I got you, man. He called me back like, yeah, man, come on. Man, gave me a table, gave me couches, gave me I think a rug, gave me a whole bunch of stuff.
See what I'm saying? We gotta take care of us because the NCAA wouldn't let us get money. You know what I mean?
He definitely did that. So Los, my next question for you. Now let's transition it. You leave Eastern, man, and you're going to the G League, man. And I know Craig and Vince always speak on the G League, especially with adding more money now. Would have came straight from high school going to the G League with all the stipulations that's going on now, or would you still went to college?
But as of today's.
Yeah, as of today's G League.
Yeah, I mean, now what I know about college, yeah, I'll definitely take that chance. I mean, you going in, especially, like I said, when we come from, and the struggle that we've been through, why not? I mean, I ain't come from a middle class background whose parents was super stable that, you know, I can take a chance on doing other stuff. If the money present itself and you know you're going to get a great opportunity and it's not messing up your eligibility for going to the league, hey, yeah, I'm out. Sign me up. For sure.
How was your G League experience, though?
I didn't want to go to the G League from the beginning with. I knew, because I already knew what it was. The G League is, man, to be honest, the G League is just a more polished open run, in my opinion. It just, you know, you have your main guys, and he's shooting the ball most of the time. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when I was in the G League, I had to trial and do all that stuff. Obviously, I got drafted into it, and you know, I didn't even want to go to the trials. You know, Coach Will and them, they made me go to it. So Greer, so I went to it, and obviously got picked up, and I got released because it goes to politics. They had 2 point guards that had already been there, you know, previous season, and they needed a big. So I was the one to go. So I already knew how the politics of it worked, so I didn't even want to go. But if I know I'm coming out of high school and I'm going to be that guy that's going to get with a lot of shots up and me and able to work on my game and everything, I'm to the G League. And I got a check coming, so yeah, I definitely do that.
So all that knowledge that you have now, okay, let's go back in young Los before he signs his letter of intent to go play college ball. Talk to him. This Los talks to that Los. What advice do you have for him?
Dang, that's a good one. Shoot, that's a good one, man. Basically, I just go with the best opportunity to reach your goal. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, like Skip had asked me about the G League, if that's a possibility that you can do that and be able to take your game to the next level to reach that goal, which is the NBA, go ahead and do it. And nowadays, this guys are going overseas right now, straight out of high school. So, I mean, just weigh out the best option for you and know that those guys are doing it, not just telling you that's really what they mean. That's their word. They really gonna give you their word and, do what's best for you. And, do what your heart say. If you feel that's the best thing, go ahead and rock with it.
I'm glad you said that. So that leads into my next question. How was the overseas life, man? I know it was hard when you first got it, adapting and adjusting, but which one? You're 9 now? You're 9? 10? You're 10? So obviously you have vetted it now. Explain that overseas process, the pros, the cons, what you like, what you don't like, and how you was able to stay consistent and be over there for 10 years.
Man, it was hard getting over here, to be honest with you. That was the hard part, getting over here, because I didn't know. Well, man, right now, really kids got it real nice right now because everybody can see you in a different way because of the internet. You know what I mean? So it wasn't no way you can put your videos, your games up on YouTube and all that. It was mainly just highlights. And so for me, you said I was in the G League, and then once I came home from the G League, I was just home. I was chilling until my agent was able to give me something. And I didn't even get a deal through my agent. Guy by Romeo Travis, I had just hit him up because I obviously played against him in college. And he connected me with a guy who got me overseas in the UK. And that was like my first go round as far as playing overseas. And that was easy. That was really an easy experience. As far as like the transition, I think I was able to be more freely playing over there than being in college. You know what I'm saying? But I think the only challenge was the IQ of guys they was less than where we come from. So I had to get used to like playing with dogs and, going with guys that just, out there playing through the motions, guys had to tell them. I had to get used to that. That was probably my hardest thing I had to get used to.
Okay, so besides that, would you say that pro ball in America and pro ball overseas was one more structured than the other? What's the biggest difference besides, not having that mentality?
It's definitely more structure. So I really, let me see, when I got to Germany. So when I got to Germany, that's when I really got to experience like the real part of European basketball. It's definitely more detailed than being college and, so far on back down to high school. Like it's very detailed. So you guys really know how to play basketball. The IQ, like I said before, that IQ was bad in the UK. When I got to that part, it enhanced. So it's like guys who've been playing together basic basketball their whole life, and now they have some talent and it picked up. So definitely it's more detailed and a little bit slower, but it's more controlled, slower. And you can see it. For example, Luka Doncic. He come from a strong European background where he learned every step of the way. And then now when he comes to the NBA, he exploded into this guy, which he was already nice when he was over here though. So you get to see somebody who's a really good European player coming to the game where everything is spaced out. It's more one-on-one game. You know what I mean? His details kind of like made him play more freely when he got over here to a more spaced out game. And everything is more compact when you're European. There's no 3-second rule, none of that.
So my next question for you, Los, man, and I know I have a lot of friends, and we talk about this all the time, man. A lot of people don't like going overseas because sometimes they don't pay you on time.
Yeah, with that, I dealt with that, and it was
So
hard,
just so
bro.
explain that. I mean, because I know, like, for instance, I don't know if this is a true story, so don't quote me, but I heard that happened to Petey once, and Petey left his shoes and his jersey in the room and came back home.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do it. And in my case, I couldn't just get up and leave. I had my family with me. So I can't just, pack everybody up, get all his plane tickets and bounce. I wasn't doing that. So that's a lot of money paying out of your own pockets. But yeah, you deal with that in certain countries for sure. Now I'm in Turkey right now. So my last time in Turkey, I had dealt with that. And that jump was hard, bro. That's when the inner city kid come back out. You want to fight everybody who ain't got money, bro. That junk, that's like being over here. That's mentally the stuff that you got to go through. Like being over here ain't hard. I mean, it ain't easy at all. You know what I mean? Because you got to deal with so much other stuff outside of basketball, and that's one of them for sure.
So you got the language barrier.
All right, I'm gonna go into this.
Go ahead, Skip.
Go ahead, that's my bad. No, go ahead, my bad.
Okay, I was saying you got the language barrier, but for the most part, everything else is taken care of, right? That I know playing overseas. Well, back in my day, all expenses are paid. Your check is just your check. Is it still that way?
Yeah, it's still that way. Everything is taken care of. Your flights, apartments, the car, the taxes is paid through the team. Everything is pretty much. I mean, the obvious you got to pay for your own food, whatever else outside of that. But yeah, everything is still taken care of. Yeah. The language barrier.
All right, my next question for you. Top 5 bigs you played with.
Say it again.
Your top 5 bigs you played with.
I played with. Shoot, I ain't really had no coach. Oh, I could overseas too, or just?
Yeah, out of your whole life. I'm talking about like with Ant. I know Ant Sparks one of them, right?
Yes, he number one. He in there. Big Ant Sparks, Bebo. Dang, man. Come on, we making use my brain, bro. Big Ant Sparks, Bebo. I had another big that I played with over here that was nice, though. I can't even think his name. Oh, he the dude over here I played with, he went to K-State, Thomas Gibson. Mm-hmm. Man, dude was nice.
And you days?
Ooh, my AU day. Ooh. Wilson ain't no big though.
Because Ant was y'all big on the Hurricanes too, wasn't he?
Who?
Ant was your big on the Hurricanes too, right? So who was your big for the Hurricanes?
Who was my big for the Hurricanes? Cliff. No, who was our big? Oh, what's the big fella name? He's the footer. I think he's a year older than you, I think.
You talking about Tom Henshaw?
Yeah, he was our 5 man. He was our 5.
Oh, okay, he had game. I like Tom Henshaw.
Yeah, but he ain't do nothing that state. At least to my, so yeah, I don't know. Nah. I don't know. It really wasn't too many bigs. I can't put you in there because I ain't play a whole season with you.
Right, for sure.
I don't know. That was really it. There really weren't really too many bigs. That's that 3 I gave you.
You gave me Ant, Bebo, and
Boy Big Gibson.
Got from Kent State.
No, he went to Kansas State. My bad.
Kansas State. What about I can't think of his name. He gonna get mad at me too. He was the big there at Eastern before I got there. He was all Mac.
Bowler.
Yeah, yes.
Bowler. I'm Bowler. John,
he was good.
Yeah. He was good. Yeah, that boy good. Yeah, for sure. And I throw Justin in there just because, That'd be my 5. Yeah, Justin Dawes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my 5 though. For sure.
My next question for you, Los, man, and I know our viewers don't know this, but CJ, Carlos Medlock Jr. is a bad 7th grader, right? My question for you is, you as a 7th grader and him as a 7th grader, who you think gonna win?
You didn't even ask me that question. You already know the answer to that one. I would give him that work. He would get that work. We don't talk about it all the time, though. I would definitely give him that work. I was more so. I mean, this is how I explained it to him, though, because I think this how the culture of basketball is, though. So this is what I tell him. Like, my favorite players growing up. Well, yeah, my favorite players growing up obviously was Jordan. You know, I was inspired by Derrick Coleman because he was from the same neighborhood, so I'm seeing him all the time. Iverson was my favorite of all. So you got to think, I got 3 dogs for persons I looked up to as far as basketball. So that was my mentality. I was trying to give you a bucket every single time. He ain't got that. He Curry. First he Curry. Now he Kyrie. So Kyrie trying to give you buckets though, but all of them finesse players. I ain't trying to do all that dribbling. I'm just gonna give you a bucket. I ain't trying to do all that. So that's why I told him that's the difference between me and him. I was more of a dog, but he got my game, a similar simulation of my game now as floor general and can score. That's what he got now.
So when it's all said and done, who gonna have? And I know you're gonna say yourself, but if you think about it now, when it's all said and done, when it's time for him to go to college with you in his life as well, and you being on him and stuff like that, who gonna have a better, if he go to college, who gonna have a better college career? You or him?
For sure, it's gonna be him. For sure, it's gonna be him. I'm gonna make sure that he put himself in that position to be way better than me. I tell him all the time though, like, I want you to be better than me. You know, I didn't really, in my opinion, I accomplished something, but I ain't really accomplished my ultimate goal. What was my dream was make it to the league. So I want to make sure he accomplished his goal, you know, with the advice that I got and the knowledge that I got. And, you know, we live in the same house, so I'm gonna be on him more than what somebody was that I had for myself.
Having you, he's already ahead of the game.
Last question.
Yeah.
He's already ahead of the game. You know.
Yeah, he got to experience the overseas life and all that stuff. So yeah. Huh?
Lag a little bit, Skip.
All right, my question too, because it just came to my mind. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Y'all playing 1-on-1 in the driveway. He got 9, y'all going to 10. You faking an injury or you letting him beat you?
I heard the end of it. What'd you say in the beginning of it? No, you got that dial up.
I said y'all playing 1-on-1 in the driveway, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 9. You got, let's say, 8, and he about to score 10. Are you finishing the game or are you faking an injury?
See, did I give him 9?
No, he about to win the game.
I'm saying that I spot him this 9 because I don't think he gonna make it to 9.
I'm just saying, you know how I get, man. You know that it's gonna come that time when you ain't gonna be as quick and as smooth, and he gonna be quick, strong, and he about to beat you for the first time. You gonna let him beat you for the first time, or you faking an injury?
I'll probably walk off. I'll probably take a call or something. I got a phone call. I gotta go do something. I ain't gonna let him win. Heck no. No. He gotta keep having that drive. I can't let him accomplish that goal. No way.
You gotta keep chasing the carrot. Once he chases the carrot, he done.
Yeah.
Once he catch it, he done. Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, before Skip hit you with the big question, we've been having an argument on this. Well, not necessarily an argument, a discussion. And I want you to help me settle this. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to use my conference, the OVC. I played at Austin Peay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Our weaker teams like Seymour, Southeast Missouri State or SEU, or Eastern Illinois University, weak teams like that. Could Diana Taurasi and her Connecticut team, UConn team, beat those guys?
We did play SEMO and Eastern Illinois too when I was in college. But
could UConn girls beat one of the weakest?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think none of them dudes can check Dr. Rossi.
Thank you. I
told Craig that, especially like with Maya Moore when she was at UConn, man, Maya Moore.
Craig thinks that the men are too strong and the girls can't win.
Man, listen, Taurasi, man, she is something. I don't want to throw sexes in it, but she hoop like the dude.
For sure. Mellow.
And she got like the whole swag, confidence. She talk all that like a dude.
Great.
Yeah, I'm going to UConn, man.
Girl. Maya Moore, bad girl.
Yeah, bro. Just her personally though. I don't think nobody's stopping her. None of them little dudes. There's gonna be a lot of little dudes. They ain't messing
all right, man. Craig, you got anything to say about that?
No, man. I mean,
you still think the muscles is a factor?
You talk about a whole complete game. I mean, I don't know, man. I never said that they wouldn't score, but I'm just saying like a whole complete game. And like you said, it could be one person, like or just her. Mm-hmm. Who else is doing something else? It's a team. Their
team was great though. They had a great team too.
So out of those teams that Vince named, like when you played them, none of them dudes was decent. Like I just feel like
no.
All right. I guess, man. It's just something that we have to think about in theory. I don't know if we'll ever see it, but
right, yeah, that's true.
Go ahead, this is my favorite segment of the show, man. You got to cut, bench, start. You ready?
Yeah.
You got Andre Riggs.
Hold on. When did this go out?
Romeo Travis.
I got to be prepared for when it go out. So.
You got about a week or so for it.
All right.
So this your cut, bench, start. You got Andre Riggs, Romeo Travis, and DJ Cooper. You got to cut, bench, start one.
Oh, and that's easy. I'm starting wrong. Drake coming out the bench, Cooper out of it.
Okay.
That's cool.
All of their primes?
Huh?
Okay. I said all of their primes?
Yeah. I can rock with my dog. We can still get the dub. Yeah, we're gonna still get that dub. We good.
All right, my last one, Lowe's. You starting wrong, Drake coming off the bench and you cutting DJ Cooper.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, now if you're a coach, who are you starting bench cutting as a coach?
Now I'm coaching.
Yeah, I think you'll be a great coach. You might not want to accept it now, but I think you'll be a great coach. So as a coach, who are you starting, who you cutting, who you benching?
I'm still rocking with those.
Say the same order.
Yeah, I'm still rocking with that.
And actually, that was my last question. In transition, after you see yourself hanging them up, could you see yourself coaching? Because usually point guards make great coaches. Could you see yourself coaching?
Yeah, I do. I more want to start out in the development part, which is training. I think a lot of kids lack the knowledge that they get going, to be prepared for basketball game. And just watching my son, grow up on the circuit and watch the type of kids he play against, and actually being over here and watching these kids over here in Europe, just see how they develop it. They teaching them too much of nothing, really. You know what I mean? I think they see the stars and they just go teach them that, like between the legs and all that stuff. which you can't basically dribble a ball. How you go learn how to do between the legs stuff first? You know what I mean? So that's I just say mainly the training, and then eventually probably going to coaching.
But now I can't let you go. Hold on. So what do you think about prep schools then? It's teacher mentality, mind state, basketball IQ, prep schools as compared to regular high schools?
Yeah, well, shoot, it seems like now prep school is in more than how it used to be. As far as prep school, I think they take the top talent anyway. So I don't think teaching a prep school kids shouldn't be hard. You know what I mean? You just basically tweaking those players who already got some type of, got talent. And, I think if you do, you still have to set those players up to be, in a position that they need to be in. I think that's the most important thing. But yeah, I think that's easy. If I have a prep school, shoot, I'll take the coach job. That's easy because you can basically just tweak everybody up. A lot of those guys super athletic. But every kid nowadays is athletic, just walking around. So you got all these athletic kids who I think you got to just put every kid in the right situation to enhance, what they got.
It's my first experience with prep school. I had no idea till my son went to one. And like the first half of their day is classes. The other half, they're with their coach all day. So they're going over, classroom stuff like intellectual IQ, what you're going to do in this situation. That's a whole different ball game there.
Yeah. Prep school wasn't even big at all. We was going up. We was looking down on some people like, man, you going to prep school? Like now that's the normal thing. So shoot, I kind of wish I probably would have went to prep school. I know I would have went big time. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good look for kids, and like you said, like they actually getting enough information that they need. But if you got that at a high school level, a coach that really care and can be around these kids that, can help them, get that same type of knowledge would be big also. So they wouldn't have to go there.
Most of you was watching this podcast, who would you like to see? And if you got the plug, you got to plug us.
Who I got the plug on? Shoot. What Dre say?
Dre said, who did Dre say? I can't, did he say Los? I think
he said you, he said Los, and he said somebody else.
Was that Devendor?
Devendor. He said Los and Devendor. Yeah.
You definitely should try D. D got a great mindset too, man. Who else could I think about that could be on here? You wanted to go basketball?
Get a CJ. Get CJ on here.
CJ who?
We were actually that your son. Because we trying to actually, like you said, me and Craig and Vince was talking, but okay. But we're trying to get like high school, middle school kids on here as well too, right, Craig?
Yeah.
But CJ 7th grade. So we can try to get younger generation to try to get that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get CJ on here, bro. Yeah.
I mean, my son shocked me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know my son could put that many sentences together, but he did it.
Now you gotta talk about video games with my son. Bro. He got you. But yeah, I can put that together, bro. That's easy. That's really easy. You talk Jordan Crawford.
Man, E. Evans just said that too, man. But I can't get a. I know you got a better. I got a relationship with Jordan, but I ain't got his number. You got his number, so you can hit him up.
He out of Turkey too now.
Well, if you can, bless us with that, bro, because I ain't got JC number, and I don't think you check his DMs.
Yeah, and Devin. I got a super name. Not Devin. Search.
That's I ain't got Search number. Me and Search was AAU teammates.
Yeah. He definitely will be a good one. He'll be a good one too.
We gotta plug us, Mose, man. That's the homework for you.
I got you.
Plug us.
On,
we need JC for sure, though. I want to get JC for sure, and CJ. I want to get enough on there too for sure.
Yeah, we can figure it out. I get back home in May, so we definitely can do it around that time. That's not too long for y'all.
That's
No,
cool.
heck no. That's
You
only 2
come
months
on. You
away.
can come on with it.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on,
That would be a father-son duo.
All right, we can do it.
All right,
Or
Los,
we
you
can
got
bring a
anything?
film crew and y'all can go out to the driveway.
In the driveway.
And you could give him 8 and y'all play the 10.
I get the ball. He don't
And the
like
ball.
playing
And the
one-on-one with
ball.
me. He don't like playing one-on-one with me. I know all his weakness. He not be talking to us. He don't like none of that.
All right, Los, we appreciate having you on, man. Anything you want to shout out or got going on? And if you want to share your socials and all that.
I'm gonna say my social, but I had to think social media.
That's what the young kids call it, your socials.
Yeah.
Whatever they call it.
Yeah, well shoot. Only thing I got is Instagram, and that's Loso C3M.
Okay.
Loso C3M. Facebook, Carlos Medlock. But yeah, I mean I got some stuff coming up, so you can find all that stuff out when it happened on my social media.
Now tell them about the clothing line too. That was a question I was gonna go back to. Tell them about your clothing line. What inspires you to do it, and then tell us how we can get it.
The C3M. I got it on right now. C3M. No, it was shoot. I honestly I was inspired by one of my teammates, Jamal Boykin. He draw. He do all that stuff. And I used to draw growing up too. So that was like my thing when I was young, drawing all the time. And he kind of like inspired me to do it again. And he like, man, you should come up with your own logo. So that's when, I came up with the logo. So I designed this one. It's just a normal one. And then I have the basketball one, which I don't have around. But actually it's my picture on my Instagram is for the basketball one. But it was just something, I was like, well, everybody else wearing Jordans and all that stuff. And I feel like if we support, the people that surround us, will be a big thing. Everybody talk about shopping with the Blacks and, staying with your community, but everybody still go out, buy stuff from people you don't even know. At least you know me, you support, you can just, buy, my logo, whatever. I hate promoting and doing it myself, but it just don't feel right me saying it myself. But yeah, so that's really how I came up with it. And it's a basketball thing. So, I actually wear it in every game I wear the socks. Was wearing a headband until I got mad and I don't wear the headband no more. My son wears it. So it's just, a family thing. It's something I've been like low key doing, for a while. I did it with your charity thing. Yeah, so it's just something but now that I'm retired, I'm gonna start doing it more, promoting it more, and you should be seeing it a lot more, within the next months coming up.
You got a website for it, or?
No, see, that's what I'm gonna start building that all up. Right now, if you want to order, you can just order through me, and I get it sent to you. When I really, like I said, when I really take it serious, like I'm supposed to, then I would build the website and all that stuff for it. Okay. When I, start training and all that stuff.
Well, I appreciate you, big bro, as always, man. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to bless us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it ain't busy, bro. It's just the overseas. Like we in the apartment on pandemic shut down, so. No problem though, bro. Anything, anytime. Appreciate coming up. Appreciate for y'all having me. Really had a good time. Good convos, man. You ain't telling me I had a crusader I was gonna be talking to, but
But now hold on. You said anytime, anything. So when you come back, if I get that coaching job and I need an assistant,
he gonna need you.
We can talk about that. Yeah, for sure. We can talk about it.
All right.
Yeah, like I said,
Just trying to put a super culture team together, man.
Absolutely.
Opportunity presents itself. You know, everything's good for all of them. You know, I definitely do that. That ain't no problem.
All right, y'all.
Thanks, Lost man. Appreciate you again, bro. Love you.
Man, love you too, bro. Hey, y'all have a great. Stay safe.
You too. And handle business over there, man. Wishing you the best.
Appreciate it.
My producer, pull from the hip 4/5, I'm the shooter. Dog, I do ya. But the two don't discriminate, cause I shoot the guy next to you.
I ain't heard that podcast.
Right through ya.